Breakthrough Parenting, moving your family from struggle to cooperation.
Lesson 3.4, Understanding the Source of Behavior. Our needs. World-renowned psychologist Abraham Maslow identified 5 levels of human needs that are common to all people: physical survival, safety, security, social love, appreciation, self-esteem, and self-actualization. Maslow's contribution in this area provides us with a powerful tool for raising children, as it teaches us how to respond to children's needs with increased sensitivity. The following diagram illustrates Maslow's hierarchy of needs and explains why people behave the way they do. Level 1. Physical survival. As you can see, this is at the very bottom of the pyramid. This is one of our very basic needs. Each of us must have food, water, air, and sleep for physical survival. These are primary needs. They must be met before we can think about anything else. Not having our physical needs met creates an extreme and rational fear, the fear of losing our very existence. This is our most primitive or basic fear. At a higher level of functioning, every day we continue to adjust our environment so that we can feel the right temperature. We take a balance of vitamins and minerals to enhance our health. This is also why people exercise regularly. All day long, we attend to having our physical needs adequately met. As you can see, level 2 is next. It's safety and security. This is another one of our basic needs. Each of us also needs to feel safe and secure. We seek protection so that we can be free from anxiety. Feeling unsafe creates agitated emotional states. We also have a need for structure and order and respect for our personal boundaries. We need to live in a safe neighborhood, have job security, and money set aside for the future, and different kinds of insurance, health, car, fire, life, to help us in case we have problems. Every day we do things routinely, like lock our car or house when we leave, put the sharp point of a knife down in the dish drainer, vacuum up broken glass right after it happens. We check the temperature of the water before taking a shower. All of these behaviors are designed to keep us safe and secure. Level 3, Social and Love Needs. We all have a psychological and physiological need to receive and give love. We need affectionate touching and enough attention to feel a sense of belonging and of being loved. Intimacy means into me see. We can all benefit from having friends with whom we can share our innermost thoughts and experiences. The need for love requires that we also have people in our lives who we really enjoy spending time with us. Everyone wears an invisible sign that reads, "Please make me feel important." We all have a need to belong to a social group or a community that will contribute to defining who am I. This is the reason we get married, seek out certain careers, and join spiritual and political groups. Level 4, Appreciation, Self-Esteem Needs. This is a need to achieve, to be productive, to feel successful in learning how to do new things. We need appreciation and respect from others and recognition for our achievements. Catch them being good is one of the most valuable techniques for acknowledging the success and achievement of others. You'll learn more about catch them being good in later chapters. To have self-esteem means that in the quiet of our own minds, we like and we respect ourselves, even when others might not. There is a healthy investment in our own importance, a recognition that we are valuable. I am an important person, therefore, I deserve to take care of me. I have an obligation to take care of myself. If each of us is confident in our own self-worth, it naturally follows that we will recognize self-esteem as an important need in others as well. Level 5. This is where we want to get to. We need to have self-actualization needs. To self-actualize is to realize our own potential to the fullest. This is our greatest life task. To find out what is uniquely to you or me, and to find out and live at that place where we feel whole and complete. As self actualized people, we take responsibility for our own thoughts, emotions, and behavior. We are centered, balanced, and use our innate gifts to help others. It is at this stage where we can truly be good thinkers and have moral and ethical regard for others by showing compassion. We are confident and we're not afraid to take action on our beliefs. We are seen as responsible people. Self actualized people are reality based and problem centered. Most enjoy privacy and are independent thinkers. They appreciate diversity and they look for what is new and interesting that will make a contribution to others. They have a good sense of humor, but not at the expense of others. They are accepting of themselves and others. Their most common characteristic is compassion for others. One of the most interesting traits of self actualized people is that they realize that they are not able to actualize their own potential without helping others actualize theirs. Therefore, they are not especially competitive. Instead, they seek out relationships where they can work as a team to get a job done. Their relationships tend to be those where the power is shared. They don't have the heavy desire to control others, but they do have a strong desire to cooperate with others. Their motto is, when the lake rises, all of the boats rise with it. Maslow didn't believe that we can progress to higher levels of functioning until the lower levels of needs have been satisfied and maintained. In other words, one can't be in a state of serious deprivation of food, water, sleep, or air and at the same time be concerned over any of the higher levels of need. The fear that arises from their lack is all consuming. When people live in ways where they are in chronic deprivation of their needs being satisfied, they become neurotic and out of balance. Children who experience serious deprivation can grow up not knowing how to attain mastery over the basic needs of their lives. They search for solutions to their problems in some of the least likeliest places, thus working against their own best interest. When people are chronically out of balance, they live in a very fearful state. The goal is to reduce the amount of time we spend on meeting our basic needs so that time is left over to address the higher levels of functioning. However, when our needs are routinely being met, we are in balance and comfortable. This enables the rewards of the highest stage, self-actualization, to be manifested. Identifying the cause of behavior. Following are 3 examples of how a parent can understand what a child is thinking, feeling, and needing. Vicky, who is 6, is impatient about having to wait for her dinner. Her feeling is fear. Her need is physical. Brandon, 10, receives an award for being a helper at school. His feeling is love. His need is self-esteem. Ashley, 15, dreads the ride to school because yesterday the bus driver almost had an accident. Her feeling is fear. Her need is safety and security. People who feel unsafe cannot give or receive love until they feel safe again. The feelings are feed me, fix me, save me, I'm scared. Being centered and experiencing emotional safety allows a person to give others and to be fully human. When Jeffrey 9, a 4th grader, comes home with a report card that has an unsatisfactory grade in conduct, his mother becomes irritated. She wants her son to behave in school and to bring home at least a satisfactory grade. She tells Jeffrey that his unsatisfactory is simply unacceptable. Good behavior is important in school, she tells her son. She insists that he behave himself and threatens to cut off his TV privileges if his next report card is not better. Jeffrey solemnly nods his head in compliance. Mom leaves the exchange feeling worried. She feels that there may be more that she can do to ensure that Jeffrey brings home a better report card next time, but she has no idea what that might be. She thinks, I can't be there in the classroom and make him behave. He just has to learn to obey the teacher. While mom's response might be typical of many parents, she is addressing the symptom and not the cause of her son's behavior. She is not using breakthrough parenting techniques. Mom does not understand the source of Jeffrey's behavior and assumes that he will somehow be able to behave himself because she told him to. She is not addressing his underlying feelings, thoughts, and needs. Bad behavior is easy to see, but while the feelings, thoughts, and needs may be less visible, they are far more revealing as to Jeffrey's real problem. The way for mom to understand what accurately explains Jeffrey's unsatisfactory grade is to identify the source of this behavior. First of all, mom has made the assumption that the teacher has accurately assessed her son's behavior. Jeffrey feels embarrassed to be found inadequate in conduct and feels uncomfortable about his mother's disappointment. They both feel upset and confused. In this situation, the feelings are disappointment, embarrassment, inadequacy, discomfort, and confusion, all of which stem from the primary emotion of fear. Mom can figure out why Jeffrey has received an unsatisfactory grade on his report card by doing a little more investigating. She must find out which of Jeffrey's needs are not being met adequately. In order to do this, mom must get the facts of the situation. She must really listen to her son by creating a non-threatening safe space for Jeffrey to share his point of view about what he experienced at school. If mom simply asks a direct question, why did you receive an unsatisfactory grade, Jeffrey? She will not have created a safe space for an honest response. In a disciplined situation, questions make children feel defensive. They may not have had an answer to our questions. It may make them feel very nervous and like they are being tested and expected to perform at a higher level than they are capable of. This does not only apply to children. Think of your boss asking you why that report you submitted was not on his desk on time, or why you did not foresee some problem that has now arisen. Your initial responsive feelings are likely to be much the same as your child. Mom tries it a little bit different in this other example. Mom says, Jeffrey, I don't understand why you received this unsatisfactory mark in conduct. You seem to be doing well before. This is something new. I'd like to help if I can. Jeffrey replies, the teacher said that I took Jennifer's lunch money, but Eric took the money and told her that it was me. And when I told her that it was Eric and not me, she said, oh, yes, you did. Jennifer told me that you took it. I see, says mom. So the teacher doesn't believe you. You seem pretty sure that Eric was the one. Jeffrey asserts, yes, I saw him. No one likes him. He gets a lot of people in trouble. Right after he took the money, he told Jennifer that I did it, and she told the teacher. Now, mom has a lot more information to go on. She can see that Jeffrey does not feel safe around Eric and that he does not feel understood or loved by the teacher, who did not believe him. Jeffrey and mom are both feeling relieved now that they can understand each other better, that trust is reestablished. They have moved from fear to love. Jeffrey's need to feel safe at home has been satisfied. Now, he needs to feel secure and loved at school. An important part of a child's attaining self-mastery is developing strong problem-solving skills. A wise parent will facilitate this process whenever possible. Mom reassures him, I'm not worried that you got an unsatisfactory grade because it was based on a mistake. It isn't that your teacher doesn't like you, but more a problem that she doesn't know the truth. Maybe you can think of a way to tell her what happened so that she'll listen to you. I already told her what happened, but she didn't believe me, Jeffrey replies. Well, suggests mom, sometimes people have to be told more than once and in different ways before they can understand. I'll help you write a letter to your teacher if you think that would help. Okay, maybe that'll work, agrees Jeffrey. Together, Mom and Jeffrey composed a letter to Jeffrey's teacher. Mom added a little note of her own. Later, the teacher told Jeffrey that she appreciated hearing from him and his mother, and that she will look into what happened. Now the teacher was willing to believe that there could be a different explanation from the one she originally believed. The teacher apologized to Jeffrey after she found out that his version of what happened was indeed accurate. The situation came to a positive resolution, except for the resentment Jeffrey felt about being set up by Eric. With further leadership, Jeffrey was able to say directly to Eric that he did not appreciate being set up like that, and that he wanted Eric to leave him alone. Jeffrey's efforts were unlikely to change Eric's bullying behavior. However, they helped Jeffrey learn to speak up for himself. This was a valuable lesson. I was the teacher in this story. The incident with Jeffrey happened early in the school year. He was just one of many students who were set up by Eric. As the year progressed, I became more and more aware of how tormenting Eric really was. He had two older brothers who were powerful role models for him in how to set someone up. They loved having fun at others' expense. It was enormously challenging and stimulating for them to be able to get away with these pranks. Whenever we leave our comfort zone, we strive to get back in balance. Many people have never learned how to return to their centers, so they keep moving further and further out of balance. This is what Eric was doing. He was attempting to get his needs for love and attention met by behaving negatively. He was not getting enough affection and love at home or at school. He had finally found a way to get attention for himself by bullying others. He was calling out for help. By understanding how thoughts, feelings, and needs create our children's behavior, we can find an appropriate solution that is based on meeting their needs. Once we have met our needs in levels 1 through 4, our need for self-actualization can be addressed. The self-actualizing human being is capable of enormous contributions to our world because he or she is functioning at a level of true service to self and others. All parents want this for their children. By assisting your children in meeting the first 4 levels of needs, you prepare them for the great adventure of living a self-actualized life, of achieving their highest human potential. By understanding how thoughts, feelings, and needs create our children's behavior, we can find an appropriate solution that is based on meeting their needs. Once we have met our needs in levels 1 through 4, our need for self-actualization can be addressed. The self-actualizing human being is capable of enormous contributions to our world because he or she is functioning at a level of true service to self and others. All parents want this for their children. By assisting your children in meeting the first 4 levels of needs, you prepare them for the great adventure of living a self-actualized life, of achieving their highest human potential.